In the following video, we're gonna have a look at the Windancer KNX GPS facade automation. To do that, firstly we're gonna go into the shading settings. Here, as you can see, you can configure up to 8 facades. For this introductory examples, we're just gonna use one facade for now that we gonna activate. Next up, we're gonna have a look at the facade 1 settings. Here you can see that we can select a brightness threshold value. We just make sure that 1 is selected. Also, you can put the percentage of the hysteresis when it's supposed to be activated. In the facade 1 settings, you can also have a look at the orientation. We have some pre-configured blocks of for the direction of the sun that can also be set in the facade 1 settings. It's also possible to activate the shadow edge tracking, sled tracking, or both in combination. For this introductory examples, we're not going to talk too much about this since we're going to have some more advanced examples over the course of this webinar. Okay, as mentioned before, we need to make sure that there's a brightness threshold value selected, and we have 1 in the facade settings, so we're also going to activate the threshold 1 in the brightness section. Next up, we can have a look at the settings of the brightness threshold value that we have just activated for our facade 1. So our default value that we are proposing is 60 kilolux and the hysteresis is put to a value in 20. Next up, we can have a look at the actions. So if the condition of 60 kilolux is fulfilled for 2 minutes, which we propose as a default value, but of course you can also set it to different values, but we're going to remain with the 2 minutes, the movement position 100 is triggered, meaning outside it's very bright, let the blinds down, and the sled position is to 75% closed. So what happens if this value is not active for a certain amount of time? Just imagine the case of a cloud is moving past your building and is lowering the kilolux value outside of your building. Here you can set this. So if this is happening for longer than 10 minutes, then you can trigger a change in the blinds. For this case, we don't want the entire blinds to move. That's why we didn't say yes, but we said no here, because we don't want too much action on the facade. We want a sort of calm picture. So that's why we only change the sled positioning, and there we put the value to 0%, which means it is open fully. This has a great lever for energy efficiency because this makes you not want to use the light, the artificial light that you have inside the room, because you can let the light from outside inside the room because of the sled position. And once the cloud moves past again and the normal conditions are fulfilled for another 2 minutes, they just go back to the standard position. So what is happening if the brightness value after 10 minutes is not there anymore, and then after 30 minutes? We can make another position setting, which we simply put to 0 and to 0, meaning if for 30 minutes the threshold value of the kilolux is not reached outside, you can let the blinds up and let all the beautiful natural light in and no need for artificial light, and we have a lever for energy efficiency. You have different options on how to send the information about the changes. You can either send them in the case of change, meaning one value is changing, Or you can send them cyclically, and you can also change how often you would like to send them. We will just leave it for now in the case of a change, meaning the brightness value is changing outside of your building. In the heat protection parameter, it's possible to put a setting what is happening if a heat alarm is triggered. Heat alarm is triggered if you have a very high outside temperature, and then you can move the blind position to 100, meaning it's fully closed, and also the slat position to 100, which means it's also fully closed, meaning no light can come in from the outside, which helps to limit the use of climate devices and helps to save energy also. Next up, we have the blocking object that we can activate to block the facade. Let's have a look at the objects that we just created. So firstly, we have the status object. Next up, we have the movement position and the slat position. Movement position and slat position both will need to be configured with the actuator that you're using. And next up, we have the blocking object. There's one super important object missing, and this is the wind alarm object, which we will set up in another video.